Dear colleagues, hello, my name is Ari Покка. It's my pleasure to be your guest and discuss today about the Finnish education program. It's very nice to see you online, my Ukrainian colleagues and friends all over the country, but especially in the Kyiv city. So it's my privilege today to discuss and tell you a little bit about the Finnish educational programs. And why it's so interesting is, of course, that I have followed last 6-7 years very closely about the Ukrainian education reform. The new Ukrainian school, the school standards, principals qualification, teacher qualification, and luckily now also work with some local high schools to develop the school curriculum, or like you said in Ukraine, the standards of education. I think that the Ukraine has been very important part of my professional life in many ways. I have a lot of colleagues, friends there, and it has been really interesting to follow how the Ukraine has made some changes in the field of education. Okay, now living the wartime, many things are happening more slowly than we expect, but I have been very surprised how much you have still concentrated about the education, even the times has been quite and really difficult during the last 1 and almost half year. So I'm looking for the Finnish education program 2 different ways. The first one is that when we look the Finnish education, I think most important thing in the Finnish education generally is our national core of curriculum. In Finland, the school legislation is never such an important role than the curriculum is, because it's maybe the most valuable text about the teaching and learning in our country. And we are renew our school curriculum, let's say almost every 10 years. That will be that kind of process where we have time enough to take the look what is work well in the school, make some correction if it's necessary, but also that we who work in the school, we are used to work with the curriculum and develop the curriculum in the school level. So the Finnish process is going like this. The first, our national agency, who works under the Ministry of Education, give the national core of curriculum. And that happens approximately every 10th year. Then they give the school or local education providers 1 year time to develop their own version of the curriculum, which means that we are not taking the curriculum which is coming from the national agency like that, but it's necessary and actually it's compulsory for the schools to develop their own versions, what is suitable for the school in the bigger city, in the small rural area, municipality, or whatever school we have in the Finland. And what is the importance of this work in the school level is that the teachers get very strong ownership about the curriculum. It's not something that coming from the office, from the central governance, but it's something what we have made by ourselves in the school level. Of course, the education program, the curriculum, there's a lot of compulsory things what we must follow because they are ordered by the national agency. But there's a huge amount of the things where the school and the teachers can effect by themselves. And that makes Finnish education very special one. And I think that I can very truly say that one reason of the success of the Finnish education has been that we principals and teachers in the school level has possibility to develop the curriculum suitable for our school. You can understand that what kind of feeling is that kind of ownership that you have make your own fingerprints, your own marks there in the curriculum, what we are following in the school. It make us proud, and we felt really respect professionals in the school level. So very important part of the Finnish curricula is not only the contents, the subject, the objectives, but also that kind of general part, what we call values, school culture, learning environment, and our pedagogical approach. So curriculum is actually divided two different parts, the general part and then the part where we have the subject and contents. And normally we start in the school level that we speak quite a lot about these general things. What is our school culture? What kind of school we like to be? What is our strength? Where we have something to develop? And what are our main values in the school? If you look now the Finnish education, I think one of the main values, all of the schools in Finland, is the students' well-being, healthy life, and how could I say it, happiness in their work in the school. They have becoming more and more important during the last 10 years. So the process starts like this, general discussion. We discuss also very much about the evaluation, because evaluation is very important part of the education program. Because evaluation is not only that you're giving some marks for the students, but it's also very much related to school values, the school well-being, and the student happiness. If the evaluation is not following that kind of general ideas of the school itself, it could be so that we have the very modern curriculum, but if evaluation is old-fashioned, it's very much effect about practical daily school life. Then when the general part of the education has been made, then the teachers start to make their own subject curriculum. Okay, like I said, there's something what coming straight from the national agency, but national agency never said that what will be our pedagogical approach. They give some lines, they give some ideas, but the school itself and the teachers themselves, they have a lot of independence. What will be their pedagogical approach, how they make their teaching and learning in the classrooms. And what is very important part of this program is that there's also the possibility that school create optional studies for students. And these optional studies, almost every school followed about the teacher specialization. So if the teacher has something, that kind of specialization, what they can offer, like the optional studies for the students, we really encourage them to create their own studies and giving the possibilities the students have some kind of extra curriculum activities as much as possible. In the primary school, these extra studies, optional studies are limited, but when we coming to high school, almost 20% of the studies what the students do during the 3 years are optional ones. And this is the way how the school can specialize. Somebody can specialize, for example, maths and science. Somebody can specialize music, sport, art. You can name it. It depends very much about the teacher's own interest and ideas. And our role as a principals is encourage our teachers to do these optional courses. And now when I'm working in Ukraine, we have discussed quite a lot about this new high school standards of Ukraine and how much it's giving the possibilities to create something maybe a little bit similar to what we have in Finland, but of course in the Ukrainian context and Ukrainian perspective. So after 1 year, that process normally takes 1 year, then we make the first decision, okay, this will be our curriculum. But in Finland, actually, not in the national level or school level, curriculum is actually never ready. We renew curriculum almost every year. National level, not so much, but school level, quite a lot. So we could notice that something is not working so well as we expected. So we make some correction and maybe some new things coming, what we need to add in the curriculum. So this 10 years, what I said between the one and the second curriculum is normally meaning that every year we check and we make some correction, we add some things in the curriculum. So this is like the process. So we can say in some way that in Finland, the curriculum is never ready. And that's why it's that kind of living book, what we used almost every year, very carefully. Of course, teachers follow that in their daily practices, but also that we work together with the teachers to renew the curriculum every year level. And same time, we have the own quality assurance system inside there. So we also evaluate our curriculum and we evaluate that how we have put it that in practice in our school. So actually the curriculum evaluation is built inside the curriculum, and that's how we can develop the school step by step to coming a little bit better. So I think this is maybe the way how it's work in the Finland and in the school level. And I think that the most important thing is that also to notice that in Finland, we are not developing a curriculum just inside a school. But very important role is the other stakeholders, non-governmental organization in local level, the parents, and of course we are listening our students. We like to also give them the possibilities to say their opinions, their ideas, and whatever the students growing older, the bigger role they has in this curriculum process. So when we're looking the Finnish curriculum, we are not only looking the school itself, but we are looking much more bigger unit like the local authorities, local enterprises, local organizations, and try to offer our students that way quite big amount of different kind of possibilities to be active learners inside of the school and outside of the school. And maybe if I look the Finnish education programs today, the role of the things what happening, different learning environments outside of the school has growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So there's an idea that to try to offer authentic places where some subjects are more easier to teach than inside of the school itself. So this is, I think, very creative and unique way how we have in Finland to building educational programs and daily activities in the school and use the curriculum as one of the main instruments to develop our education. Thank you.